Kate Middleton and Prince William, they are expecting a boy or a girl to add to the royal mix. We have Clemency Burton-Hill. She's a Wall Street Journal live reporter here with us. Hi there.
Hi.
Big news today. Now, 10 years of on and off courtship between these two. They didn't wait that long to have the baby. Thank God for the media, because this has been a media frenzy.
Well, they did wait a long time if you compare what happened with Charles and Diana, for example.
Very good point.
William was born just 11 months after Charles and Diana married. For the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, their baby will be born almost 2 years after the wedding. So for a lot of people, it has felt like a very long time. There's been huge speculation about, is she pregnant, isn't she pregnant? Just last week when they were on a walkabout in Cambridge, of all places, one of their fans gave William a little romper suit saying, "Daddy is co-pilot," and apparently he accepted that and said, "I'll be hanging on to that." So yeah, there's been huge speculation about when this is going to happen.
And that's not going to die down. I mean, between Twitter, Twitter's just on fire with this right now. I mean, we should expect to see this, through her pregnancy and then beyond into this child's life.
Beyond. I mean, there's a very, very strong chance that this child will be a monarch. I mean, whatever happens, we saw last year massive changes to the rules around royal succession. Really the biggest shake-up that we've seen in centuries, in which all 16 Commonwealth leaders voted unanimously that whatever the sex of their firstborn, whatever the sex of the baby, it will be allowed to be the monarch. So,
which is an enormous change. I mean, here in the States, we don't always sort of understand that, but that has not been the case, and that this would be the first time this is put to the test.
Ever. Exactly. So I guess for a lot of people, they're going to be hoping that they have a girl, and then it will really be put to the test. But it's interesting because I think this will also raise questions about the possibility of Charles abdicating all over again. I mean, there's been a real kind of groundswell of opinion that William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, really represent a completely new chapter for the royals. They've been incredibly good for the royal family. They've really helped public opinion feel much more positive towards them. And so the question of whether Charles abdicates and lets William be next in line to the throne, and then William and Kate's firstborn will be the monarch after that. So yeah, as you say, there will continue to be huge amounts of fascination with this child.
And what about the marketing level? I mean, here, at least, here in the States, when the marriage was announced, everything was, what she was going to wear, her wedding dress, what he was going to wear, anything royal that people could get their hands on, they were buying. I assume it's probably going to be the same thing this time around with the baby, from baby clothes to
times 10, I'd say. Times 100.
Right.
There will be absolutely no question that everyone will want a piece of this baby, but they'll have to be incredibly careful, obviously, about protecting its safety and about protecting its image. But they're incredibly discreet, William and Kate, and the rules that surround what that baby will be able to wear, whether they seem to be publicizing any brand in particular, all of that will have to be negotiated incredibly carefully.
Let's talk very quickly before we let you go about, Clemency, about Kate's health, because she is in the hospital right now with a severe form of morning sickness. Is that right?
Yeah, it's been reported that she has something called hyperemesis gravidarum, which sounds incredibly nasty. It's acute morning sickness. Apparently she requires extra nutrients, extra hydration. There's been very little detail about what's actually going on, or indeed how far down she is in her pregnancy. Clarence House have said it's very early stages. So whether that means she's in the first trimester, we just don't know at the moment. I guess more details will emerge over the next few days. But it's being reported that she's likely to stay in hospital for at least a few days, and after that will need a period of rest. Now, there may be mothers out there going, hang on a minute.
Exactly.
What does Kate Middleton
But that may be why we're hearing this confirmation right now, is because she's in hospital. All right, thanks so much.
Good luck to them both.
All right, thanks. Clemency Burton-Hill, appreciate you being with us.